Go live. Hello, I am going live. See if I can go over where I can see what I'm doing here. Hello, everybody. Hold on one second while I double check where I am. There I am. um, I'm Laura of Laura's Stamping Legacy Studio. Welcome on in. It's always fun to have one of our Maker Mondays live, which this is. I'll be keeping an eye on things over on my iPad here. Um, like I said, my name is Laura Mester of Laura's Stamping Legacy Studio. As you come in, if you want to comment and tell me where you're watching from and who you are, and if I already know you, that's great. If not, I'd love to meet you. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and share this. Hopefully, I did a few more things right before we started, so I'm thinking everyone got a notification that I would go live. So let me go ahead and take a look on my iPad while you're coming in. That will let me know in the comments. And it does say live, so that's good. Double checking. Let me get my comments pulled up if I can. If I can make this bigger. There we go. I see someone's watching. Come on in. Go ahead and give a little comment. A couple people coming in. Great, it's working. I had my doubts earlier this afternoon when I was struggling with a few things, but I was determined to get this started, even though I haven't changed much from the last time I was live till now. Might be because Christmas happened and there's all kinds of things going on with all of us over the holidays. But nevertheless, here we are in a new year with our first Makers Monday and our first challenge. We're going to have a challenge technique for this challenge card that we're going to be working on. So, oh, good. Oh, it's Renee. Hi, Renee. I will try to keep an eye on messages. It is tricky when I'm using the iPad, so that is one thing that's a little different from the last time when I had a way to see things. But thank you. I will check back later to see if there's questions or anything. And I will keep trying to look to see if I can see what's going on. Sometimes it can be challenging. But yes, I hope you all had a good holiday and a good start to your new year. And New Year, of course, means celebration and a new catalog, a January through April mini catalog. So some of you who are local have gotten your catalog. If someone needs a catalog, just let me know. I have to get some more ordered in, but as soon as they would come in, I could pass them about. But there's some great new items. If anyone's interested in seeing the new items, just say so in the comments. Hopefully I can check. Oh, thanks for the birthday card. Yes, it was your birthday. I'll try to keep an eye on what's going on. Oh, your birthday is coming up Wednesday. Okay, I thought it had passed already. Well, then good. Something to celebrate this week. I need that. We all do, right? Everyone celebrate Renee's birthday on Wednesday. So, but like I was saying, it's celebration and the new catalog is going on. Those of you that aren't familiar with celebration, it's that time of year when you can earn free product just for buying a certain amount of product. So there's a select a bunch of items. I think there's 12 in the $60 range, and there's 2 or 3 in that next level range that you can choose from just by simply placing an order. So all the information's at stampingup.com, and I can tell you more about it, and I've been posting. Let's go ahead and switch the view down to my stamping scene down here. That's where you'll see both the catalogs. Here's the little celebration one. It's an awfully great time of year. Once a year we do this. So it used to be twice, but we're down to once a year now. So, and in addition, there's a fantastic starter special right now. If anyone is interested, I wrote in the comments for the live promotion that we had going that I was telling you about the live. But when it comes to starter kit specials, starter kit is always a great bargain because you spend $99 and you normally get $125 worth of product of your choosing with free shipping. But when they run specials during certain times of year, especially during their anniversary month in the fall, and then again during celebration, you have two options in addition to the normal bonuses you get. One of the options is $30 more, so you're going to get $155 in product just for $99. And the other one is our items, pre-selected items on top of your $125. And there's two sets of Stampin' Write markers and a special stamp set. And this is valued at $91. So those are the two different specials going right now. If anyone's interested, just reach out and let me know. It doesn't mean you have to sell like me. No, not unless you want to. If you just choose to go ahead and get the specials and capitalize on that, you'll end up with a discount as a new demonstrator of 20% all the way through the end of June. So it's really a great opportunity if anyone's interested. Just reach out and I can explain a little more and help you through it. But that's what's going on right now with Stamping Up. If anyone comment in the comments if you would like to, at the end of the demonstration, I can show you some of the new products that I got out of the catalog. So, and if anyone's going to hang around, I can show you what I got in my pre-order. I don't think I've had a video yet to show you all that. So I am going to leave this page open because today we're going to talk about playing with inks and stencils and masks. So instead of the normal challenge card that I'm going to demonstrate, it's going to be a technique challenge card. So, and when it comes to using stencils and inks and blending them, you want to work in the color buddies. And I heard about color buddies in November, before Thanksgiving. I hadn't heard of them before. This is a page in the mini catalog, the new mini catalog now that you all have seen and is online. And it just shows you the colors that pair together well. Now, this is just a small sampling in here. I have a photo, and I will share it on my page and in the group, of a series of colors. I don't know how many total there are, but there's 12 sets ranging from two colors to 4 colors that work together really well as color buddies. It's not the same as the color wheel that Stamping Up just came out with. See if anyone's chit-chatting. Hi, Tanya. Welcome in. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. It's a great thing. I'm glad that you're on my team. If anyone has any questions. Oh, Cindy, you're in here too? I missed that. Hi, Cindy. Welcome in. I hope you're feeling well. There's all the comments. Finally, it takes a long time. Like I was saying, though, there's the color buddies, and I'm going to post a photo that I have. It's the only place I saw it. Can't remember where I saw that from. This is the other item out there right now, and this is a color wheel. And the color wheel is in the annual catalog. One of the pages in there is the color wheel. But they also have come up with a color wheel that is an item on the web page. Maybe one of you that are watching can go ahead and take a look on the online store real quick and get me the item number of this. I meant to do that, but I forgot. But you can buy your own color wheel right now, and it's all the Stampin' Up colors and different ways in which they interconnect and interrelate with other colors. You've got ones that are complementary. That's this little section here. You got triadics, and those are crossing across here. 3 colors that go together, 4 colors it looks like. And then you've got an analogous. An analogous? Analogous. That's a great word for Scrabble, right? Sharon Timmers, where are you? You're my Scrabble person. So this is available for you to buy, and it doesn't cost that much to help you in your creations. So it's a wonderful tool. And on the back, it gives you the definitions of all the different colors, and also includes our neutrals that we have, because they are not on the front, I believe. But let's keep moving. So color buddies are something that's important when you're trying to put colors together. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. I think a lot of people think of them as stencils. Stamping Up refers to them as masks. So we've had masks going back as far as I've been a demonstrator. We usually have a series of them. Over the past, I've bought some and used some. A current set that's out there right now is the linked together decorative masks. So these masks, they come in a set of 5. And I'm upside down, so bear with me. But they're very thick, opaque plastic. So, and you can use them with inks, you can use them with pastes, embossing pastes. We'll talk about embossing pastes in a minute because I meant to do that for you, but I could not, and I will explain why. But these are wonderful, these match-up stencils. We did sell sets that were just individual stencils, but these all line up. And if you look at them closely, there is a notch at the top where all 5 of these can be lined up. Now, you're not going to do this lined up like that. You'll see as I demonstrate. You'll have a piece of grid paper down on your surface, and you will line them up on that. So you'll put paper under it, and you'll do your inks or your paste, and then you'll remove this one, and you'll have marked where it goes, and you'll lay the next one on top of it. And they are numbered. There's a small number at the top of these, which you probably can't see. There's a 2 here, then a 3, all the way up to 5. So this is the set that's the new one and the new mini called Linked Together Decorative Masks. And they sort of build on each other to work with one another to create different colors. So this is the one that I worked with. Oh, I worked with several. So I know some of you might be saying, well, I want to do the challenge, but I don't have masks. You know, this kind of mask. You can create your own mask. So when you can layer them like this, you can make creations along these lines. These are the ones that I did with these linked together decorative masks. And I played with several different, this was a full panel. And as I worked with that and the coordinating dies, which I'll show you as well, I realized I could use a half of that panel, and this was the card that I made. So your challenge is going to be to create a panel, which I'm going to show you how I did mine, and then turn it into a card front. And what was neat about this one, when I paired it with a die, these dies are called linked together dies. I'm going to put that down there so you can see a little bit of that. I used this one and cut it in white. Could have cut it in dark as well, but I cut it in white for a different look and covered up. These are those dies, just to let you know. So that's a bundle that comes with stamps and dies and the masks. So I did not buy the stamps. The stamps are, I think they were purely sentiment stamps. Maybe there were some images, but I really, really love these dies. There's a very fine, like a needlepoint almost edge along there, also along the edge of this triangle, and on the edge of this oval. There's a very fine bead line, which is really pretty. So I just used the elements from there to create this card. And like I said, these are new elements out of the new mini catalog. So this is what I'll demonstrate making a panel such like this today. And I also used on that card the current Thoughtful Moments hybrid embossing folder with a die in there to cut those out, and that's your sentiments. And the wonderful thing about this is you just run your inks and cut out up to 12 sentiments, so that was very helpful. And I also, this is a very wonderful new little not sneak peek, but these are some of the new products available. Really smooth and silky cording, and this is Lost Lagoon. So coordinates with all the colors I used here. See if I can peek at what's going on comment-wise. Hi Sharon, welcome in. Don't be afraid of, there's nothing more fun than playing with stencils and masks, Sharon. Do not be afraid of them. It's one of those things when you're doing it, and then there's this reveal moment. You'll see as I play with these. So watch closely. It's very easy. But like I said, this is what I'm going to show this. But if you don't have stencils, You've got time to get some if you want to order these, because the challenge technique card is not due until February 2nd. But if you want to make do, because I love to do that, I'll show you a few things I created on my own. I took some circle punches and a hole punch. I actually had 2 circle punches. I didn't know what other size. I couldn't find it at the moment. But I took these 2 things, and I also took some punches, and I made some homemade masks and stencils. I think I've showed you this a long time ago. But so then I used the circles and that hole punch. There it is. There's the hole punch. So I used these 3 together to make this. And I thought this would be really fun for a celebration card, a birthday, a congratulations, any sort of celebration card that you might have. So that was just sort of cute and fun and quirky. And here, if you look, when you talk about color buddies, these are colors that go together. So I've got Pool Party, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. So you're getting a color and just different varieties of that color in that same family to work together to create an image. So, and this is one way to use what you have in your stash already to create your own masks. So this works great for when you're making a pattern that you're not trying to line something up. These that you line up with the little marks on them are so much fun. And the beauty of them is you can actually see through them, and there's a notch that lines them up. Maybe I could have created a notch with this, but I did not. And it would be trickier to do that on your own. So I encourage you to get these masks. They're not an expensive item. Someone can look that up too. Comparatively, they give you a lot of space for creativity, and they don't cost a lot. Oh, yes, Tanya, I agree completely. So, and then the other thing I did was I used my punches, and I punched out a flower, and then again I have that hole punch, and then I had a flower here that I used. So this is where I tried to pair up, these are here. Sorry, hold on. Just want to show you the whole breadth of this. So that was kind of a good idea, but when I went to line it up, it's not so obvious on this, but if you look at this one little flower here, I did not get that lined up very well. And then when you went over to here, there are several that are just kind of off the mark. I guess when I make a card out of this later, I might cover that one up. But it was hard to line them up without the see-through plastic of the others. So that was just a way that you could get your cards if you did not have a stencil. But you have time, since it shouldn't take more than a couple weeks. Usually stuff comes within 7 days, sometimes 10. And this is another example. This is something I bought off the Last Chance products. It is gone, but maybe some of you have this one. This is called the Abundant, what's it called? The Abundant Beauty Decorative Masks. And this is an instance I can show you. Now, I've got 4 of them here. Are there any more? Yes. This actually was an amazing little set. I know it's retired now, but it came with 4 with the notch that lined up. So you had your flower, you had your leaves, you had your center, and then you had the seeds in the center of it. And when you combined the 4 in a row, it does this. And when you lift off that last one and see what you've done, it really is a reveal moment. So it's a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and get to showing you what I'm going to do. I need someone to comment for me what masks I'm going to use, because I'll do what you tell me. So I need someone to give me 2 numbers between 1 and 5. So pick 2 numbers between 1 and 5, and it can include 1 or 5, but out of that so I can decide what we're making. So first one to comment, that's what I'll use. Let me clear the space. Everyone doing okay out there? I know we all got a lot going on. Let's get some of this out of here so we can work. I've been busy clearing the house. I have a house guest coming. Is she on tonight? I don't think she is. Sylvia, where are you? I need 2 numbers. Okay, Renee, you gave me 1 and you gave me 3. So I'm running with your numbers. I didn't see anybody else's. So I'm going to pick out 3 and I'm going to pick out 1. Okay, so I'm going to use those 2. When you're doing this, if you're lining them up like I am, and where they have the notch, grab a piece of grid paper. Hopefully you all have some grid paper from Stampin' Up. If not, you can grab a piece of graphing paper if you've still got paper left from your kids in school, or if your kids are still in school. And then you're going to want to mark on your grid paper. You're going to want to put your paper down. I did multiples, so I encourage you to do multiple cards anytime you do it. It just saves you time and gives you more cards. Helps you use more stuff. And I'm going to have a hard time lining up because I'm can't see forward enough. But so I marked the corners of where my paper should be, and it helps if you have the grid paper to stay straight. And I just have a couple pieces of painter's tape here, and I'm just getting the very edge of this. You do have a little bit of space to play with on your mask. On mine, I do. So we're going to do 1 and 3. And so and those are, I think, the colors I used for this. So that is how I created this one. And I actually almost didn't want to put the piece of the die cut on there because the white really looked pretty just with it. And you'll see. And for this one, I used Lost Lagoon and Pool Party. If you can see on the side here, I have my color buddies all lined up. So then I put my mask down and I marked on here where my edge is up here. I'm getting glare, but if you can look right here, I can pick that up. See how I marked where that little notch goes? So I marked that. I know it's hard to see with this see-through mask, but you really need a see-through mask. And then you want a couple more pieces of tape, which I have over here. So you want to tape your edges down so that doesn't move on you. So yeah, painter's tape, a sticky note. You have the Oliver sticky notes. They're great. Hi, Shirley. Welcome in. Did you get a notification this time, Shirley? I was trying to make sure that they went out. So I have masks 1 and 3 here. I have a piece of my basic white cardstock down. This is the card that we created using our mask. I'll lay that over there so people can look at that. So your challenge is going to be create an image with a stencil or mask and make a card out of it. You can use, my favorite to use, of course, are our blending brushes. I have this one still inked because I didn't know what colors we'd be using. They do rinse out easily, and then you'll have a little bit left, especially with the darker colors. But for this one, I'm going to use Pool Party, and then with the number 1 mask, and then Lost Lagoon with the number 3 mask. And I'm going to use a blending brush. If you don't have a blending brush, you can use sponges. Find a sponge. We used to sell sponges. I don't know if we still do. I encourage you to get some blending brushes because they just do so much better. It's so much easier. I've actually gotten a sore wrist or fingers from pinching too hard to get when I've done a lot of sponging work. So get tools to help you. Don't hurt yourself. Right, Tanya? Don't hurt yourself coloring or sponging. And so if also you can use, if you have daubers, you can use daubers to do your inking. But I'm going to be using the blending brushes. So I'm going to start with my lighter color. Work light to dark. And it makes it easier. You can see I've worked on this already because whenever you're blending, you ink up your And I have silicone under here, which makes it easy to keep your ink pad still. So you want to ink up, then you always go off a little bit on scratch paper before you start blending. And then just start doing some circles. This takes a little while, so it'll give us time to talk. I think it's quite cold out. I know we started warmer, but looks like we're in for some cold weather again. Hi, Terry. Welcome in. Tanya, is that advice from experience? Do tell. So just keep at it, and you can make this as light and dark as you want. It always looks darker when you take off the area you're working on. It's a little harder to work here because I have to reach in. And I use a certain grip on here, and I push down on the head of this. You don't need a whole lot of pressure. You could also, if you wanted to, take a, no, it just moved on me, so that may have messed up on there. We'll find out. You could, I forgot where I was going with it. Hopefully that won't mess this up. Oh, I was talking about if you don't want to dip in. Sometimes when I have more than one ink color and I'm worried about it possibly contaminating my pad, I won't dip straight in with my blending brush. I will get a stamping block and press that onto here and then ink up based on that. This is pretty dark for pool parties, so this one will be a little more vibrant. And hopefully we're good. Maybe a problem up there. We'll find out when we have the reveal here. So that's enough of the pool party. Looks a little darker in one corner, but that's all right. We can have some variation. Just put some dark over here to balance it maybe. Remember, you're in charge of your inking and your stamping always. You can see I didn't brush off enough there. But all right, we'll go with that. The next color we're going to use, and I can use this very same brush because that was a lighter color, so I'm not worried about dipping in. If I was, I could take a stamping block, squish it onto here, flip it over, take the ink off the stamp block. You could even, if you wanted a lot of ink, take your ink refill and put some drops on a stamping block and use it that way. So, sorry I'm talking to my card. I'm getting used to this new setup. Hold on, something's pest in there. All right, so this is a darker color. So be extra cautious. And switch your mask before you go there. You want to get rid of number 1 and put number 3 down here. So you're not laying it on top, you're switching masks. That's why you draw the notch at the top. Oh, I did okay up there. You don't really see where I messed up a little bit. My mask I should have had some tape on that corner as well. You will have ink on here. It's hard to see, but just set this aside because if you were to wipe against that, you might get that on you. You have way less ink than you would think, though. And then afterwards, you could just rinse this off. If you were using embossing pastes, and heads up, team, we talked about the deadline for this. The deadline is February 2nd, and I've gone with my challenge cards now, and I have started letting team members be part of the challenges as well, and I'll draw 2 prizes. Going forward this year, I thought I'd change it up a little bit. We'll still both be making the same thing, but I would like team members of mine who have signed on and joined me on my team. I'm going to level up for it. So when you're creating this technique, I would like you to add some heat embossing. So you could either do some embossing powders or some embossing paste, which is what I meant to do with this challenge and didn't. Because my embossing paste, apparently I wasn't storing it correctly. So I need to get some more in because mine hardened up on me. So that's the change from 24 to 2025 is when team members are completing the challenge. They're going to have a little leveled up aspect to it. So, And as always, if any of my team members needs to borrow something to help them with the heat embossing, just reach out and I can set you up with that. So anyway, set this aside. And if it's got embossing paste, definitely have water right nearby where you can stick it right in, because you don't want that to sit. But this, when it's ink, you can just rinse this off when you're all done, the same as you would rinse out your sponges or your brushes. So I'm going to set this aside over here where it won't get into any trouble and put our next one down. I will make a post about that too, explaining that new change going forward, girls. So now I've got this lined up. Should be in the right spot. Yeah, I didn't think we did carry the sponges anymore. Thanks, Tanya. And I've got the ink on there. We already did that. And you can see I'm getting the excess off down there. So I'm going to come from the top and watch that edge carefully. And now this is going to go on in the space different from the other mask because they're two different masks. And you can see right away it's coming down there. And you can adjust your pressure to get the coloring you want. There's a good amount of ink on that one. And just keep it on going. That's the fun part. Yeah, Sharon, if you've got these and haven't used them yet, you need to pull them out because it's something you would... I can see you and Jennifer doing all kinds of things with this. I got a little darker right there, so I got to add more up here to compensate. I think that's pretty good. What do you think, girls? And you could do more, layer more. I will tell you, when it came to this one, this is the one I wanted to do the embossing paste on. And I did try... I didn't have embossing paste. I tried craft. I was working with craft ink, and I tried 2 different ways with craft ink to get this to work. And the first time, it didn't work as well as I wanted. It was very, very splotchy. And I was thinking to do Versamark and try to. That was my first thought, but I couldn't get that to work because it was too small. It was a very small holes on that. I think it was number 5. Hold on a second. Yeah, I was trying to get stuff through this. I think embossing paste is how they did it. If you look, I sort of cased the catalog, and I think embossing paste would have been the only way to get this to work the way it did in the catalog. I'm not sure how they did it, but this was my attempt with white craft ink. So just depending on which stencils you use might help you decide what products you're using too. But it's time for the reveal, so let's see how we did here. Oh, before I forget, always close up your inks or you're going to be wearing them. And here we go. Ta-da! Look at that! It's always a surprise. Isn't that fun? It's just awesome. So, and then I'll put this aside so I don't get too inky. I'm not too bad. So this is the challenge. Create your masked image, your inked image, and then use it on your card. For this one, I ended up cutting that in half. That's much darker. But as it darkens, it does lighten up a little bit because I still had half left. So I cut it in half, and that's the half that fit into that die. So that was, I don't know if anyone's bought this yet, but I can't wait to make Easter cards with it. Anyone have a favorite product in the new catalog yet? Or one of the celebration products? This was something I just had to have because it was different. But it fit perfectly like that. I kept trying to fit it on here this way, and it wouldn't work. I'm like, what's wrong here? And I turned it sideways, and it was perfect. But I actually love the white lines. It almost makes it look 3D when you look at that, right? Thank you. Thanks, girls. It is fun to work with these items. I just love them. So let's go ahead. I'm going to switch on over. Hold still. Let's see if did anyone want to see any new product tonight? Let me know. I have things to show you if you would like to see them. There we go. So that was the technique. It's using stencils, masks, using our masks to create an inked panel to then finish off a card. And you have to share the card photo in the group before February 2nd or by February 2nd for a chance to win a prize. I just pull a winner from, I pulled two winners. One from the customers that completed it, my customers and friends, and one from my team members and friends. Because customers, team members, you're all friends, it feels like. So I hope it feels the same way too for you. So I think that's everything. Just remember too, the host code right now. Have I not talked about the host code? I think I forgot that altogether. I do have it listed over here. Switch me back for a minute. Oh, over here. Up there, it's JX7AQQ2N. It has reached reward status. It's paying out $19 in rewards right now, if we were to pull now. It is going to go until January 26th is when this host code's going to end. So if you want to get in on the chance to win the stamping rewards, spend at least $25 before tax and shipping to earn one chance at the prize. And the prize, as more orders go in, it grows larger. So I'll keep tabs on that and let you know where we are with that. So let me check our comments. Oh, thank you. Very pretty. You can mix unexpected before to brighten. Yes, that's true. That would be good. Unexpected colors. Yeah, this is kind of a springy color. So I guess I'll not show the new product because I didn't see anyone comment to see things. Oh, about the host code, Renee? Yeah, the host code right now is going to run until January 26th, and it has reached reward status. So if you order at least $25 before tax and ship, you will earn a chance at the rewards drawing. And when it comes to the challenge will run until February 2nd. I made sure of my dates this time because I kind of messed up a little last time, so I wanted to make sure I was right on that. So rewards will end on the rewards, host code will close on January 26th, and the challenge will complete on February 2nd. So 2 dates to remember. I will make posts about those too, so we don't have to remember them all here. And once I figure this system out better, I need to have a tech day with my son because today was a learning curve on using my laptop with the OBS again, just because I hadn't updated my laptop. So you know that with technology, there's so much to keep up with. So, oh, the code. Yeah, the code itself. If you want to, it's on the on my page, but it hides it sometimes. So where's my camera? Here's the host code. Get my finger out of the way. But the January host code JX7AQQ2N. That is the host code for January. So, and like I said, that will close on January 26th. And you can look at this again to see that again. And it is posted both in the group and on my page. So, oh, thank you, Tanya. Thank you. That made it easy. Yeah, if I get my act together, I'll get more banners on here, but I've got to make time for that, apparently. Anyone else out of time every day, it seems like? So thank you all for coming. And I'll share some photos of the new product. That way it won't take any longer on this. So I can't wait to see what you create with your stencils. And I look forward to seeing that. And take care, everybody. Stay warm. We're going to get pretty cold the next couple nights. So until we meet again, if I can figure out how to turn this off, take care. Bye-bye. I have to go here, I believe, and end.